Hi YouTube, welcome to my channel. My name is Nisha and here I do all things budget related. I'm currently on a debt payoff journey to, of course, pay off the very large amount of debt that I have in order to be financially free. If this is your first time here, then I hope you like it here. If you do like it and you decide to watch the video all the way to the end, you might as well go ahead and give me a like and just subscribe to the channel to get more of this type of content. If you're a returning subscriber, then thank you so much for coming back and hanging out with me. Today, you guys, I decided to go ahead and do a video on how I plan to tackle paying off the debt that I currently have. Again, I have over $100,000 worth of debt, 117,000 something. I can't think of the exact amount, but it's 117,000 and something, which is just, it's too much. However, I am planning to pay that off within the next 2 years. I know that sounds like, girl, you doing too much. You trying to do too much. Your goals is too big. Like, no, I really got a plan though. So, again, this debt does include both me and my boyfriend's debt. I had actually had a total of over 100,000 on my own, and I guess like a little bit over the year and a year and some change, I was able to get it down to 77,000. So, or 73,000, I think. 73,000 is what I currently owe, and the remaining is his. This debt does not include a mortgage, which is ridiculous. But anyways, I've spoken up, so let's go ahead and hop right into it. I'm sorry, you guys, I gotta turn my tablet over a little bit because this is how I write. All right, so the first thing I'm going to be doing is being more mindful about tracking my expenses and my income. So let me jot that down: tracking income and expenses. I do track my income. I track my paychecks, but as far as my expenses, sometimes I just forget to log those in. And, you know, a lot of little expenses, they do add up, you know. So I really just want to be more mindful of getting into the habit of doing that and seeing where I'm actually spending my money at on every purchase that, you know, I spend money on. So that's the first one. The second thing is to cut out any unnecessary spending. So let me write that down. All right, so that means for me and my household, that means we're eating out less. We have really cut back eating out, but I do notice myself that sometimes when I'm tired, when I get off from work, I'll like order some takeout or order a pizza. And you know the crazy part, once I get the food never tastes that good, and I'm mad because I spent my money on something that wasn't even good. Like, man, I should have cooked something at home. Like, every single time, it never fails. So cutting out on that, like, and I have actually been meal planning and prepping. So on Sundays, I'll go ahead and cook like the main stuff, like the meats, for the meal, so that during the week when I get home from work, I'm not cooking a full meal. I'm just like cooking the sides. So but the meat portion of whatever the meal is already cooked, and that has definitely been helping. Also, I bring my lunch to work. The girlies at my job, they really go out literally like every day. They go to Starbucks multiple times during the day. They go out to eat. They go out to lunch regularly, and I just can't get with it. Like, I would love to, like, but I just really can't. That's not where I can see my money going right now. Not at this point. Maybe sometime in the future when I get some stuff paid off, then maybe I'll have the luxury of going out, you know, to eat with them to lunch, but right now that's just not something I could do. I also go to like random days. I'll just go to like Burlington's or Ross or TJ Maxx, and I always end up finding, they always have some cute stuff. Like every time I go, it never fails. So I always end up coming home with something. So I've definitely cut back on doing those like little random stop-ins at those type of stores, so I won't be tempted to spend any money. And then as far as self-care, so I normally would go to get my nails done. Like I cut that out. So now I just have been wearing press-ons. I don't have any on right now, but when I do want to get the razzle dazzle, then I'll go ahead and throw some press-ons on. I've been doing my own hair, so I cut that out. And then like I will get a pedicure, but I don't get like, now I don't get them polished. I'll just have her just do the pedicure, and then not with the gel polish, because the gel polish is $20 by itself. So I don't do that, but I will still go get a pedicure. So I have cut back tremendously in that area. So that's already working out fine. The next thing is trying to figure out the strategy. I'm tripping. Strategy for repayment. So I decided that I'm going to go ahead and continue with the snowball method. And I do have a couple of loans that have high interest rates, but I'm not really making a big deal out of it because I plan on paying it off anyways. I plan on paying off those loans soon, or at least within the year. So yeah, I may accrue a little bit of interest that I'm gonna have to pay back, but I mean, I already owe a whole lot, so $100 extra is not gonna be it's not gonna really make or break me. So, and I have noticed that it does feel good to actually pay something off and like check it off or put a line through it saying that it's paid. So I'm going to continue doing the snowball method, and I did actually just pay off one of my student loans. So if you have student loans, then or for me, they'll have like one student loan provider with a lot of individual loans. For myself, that's how mine is, with a lot of individual loans from that provider. So I did actually pay off my first student loan. It was for like $933, and I'm so happy that I was able to do that. So yeah, and that did give me like motivation to keep going. So I'm going to continue with the snowball method. 4 is negotiate with, oops, sorry y'all, if you're in healthcare, you know what that is. If you're a nurse, you'll know what that is. Negotiate with creditors. All right, so this is strictly for things that are in collection. So my boyfriend has a couple things in collection, so I plan to negotiate with the creditor to get those things lowered. So the $117,000 that we have, it may not actually end up being that much if I can negotiate them down to, I think it was like 10 to 15% is what you should suggest that you can afford to pay. So that'll be like a lot if that works. So hopefully I'll be able to negotiate what he owes down, and then have them still like delete it off of his credit. And again, those are like collections, so that's what that goes to. All right, the next thing is to increase the income. All right, so last year I worked so much. Like I literally had 3 jobs, and I paid off a lot. I paid off a whole lot last year, but that's because I worked 3 jobs. I was not sleeping. I was delusional. It was terrible. It was terrible. I gained so much weight. It was just like a very difficult time for me, but I was able to accomplish so much. However, 2025, I just don't see me going that hard. I really don't. So some things that we will do to increase the income. So my boyfriend, he will be picking up extra shifts. He already does that. He'll go into his shift early or stay late, or just pick up extra shifts. So that's how we'll be increasing our income. And when I get a bonus, then I'll contribute my bonus to whatever savings goals or debt payment we're working on at the time. And that goes for my tax return as well, if I get one. Okay, the next thing is we plan to stop accumulating, stop accumulating more debt. So of course, avoiding using credit cards, and then sticking to cash or our debit card when we are making like our everyday purchases, like gas and groceries and things like that. Making it a point to have cash available to do those things, because of course, if you don't have the cash available, you're going to be tempted to swipe that credit card, if that's the only option that you have. So it's just all about being prepared and ready for anything. All right, and then the very last thing is to set goals. So I have set my goals for February of things that I want to tackle, which included debt and adding some things for savings. So I plan to do this every month, the beginning of the month. Actually, yeah, at the end of the month, like let's say for February, at the end of February, I'm going to be doing it for March. So when March comes, I'm ready to go with what I plan on doing with my money for March. So with that, you know, I plan to keep a visual tracker of debt that we have paid off, so that it just continue to motivate me or motivate us to keep moving forward and celebrate the small wins. So like I said, I did pay off a credit card that was a student loan that was $933, and I'm still trying to figure out, okay, I need to celebrate that small win, so what can I do? So I mean, to me, I would think getting like like a little like bonus of like $20 so that I can go do like my little shopping at TJ Maxx or Ross or Burlington's, and I feel like that would be a good reward. Or just, you know, doing something small like going to get me some coffee or from Starbucks, or going to get me like some frozen yogurt. That's something I really like, so maybe I can do that a little bit cheaper too, but I gotta figure it out. But anyways, these are the things that we're going to do to try to I'm gonna speak it into existence to pay off the debt. This is how we're going to tackle it. These are the things that we're going to do. So I hope this video was helpful to somebody. I'm sure there's so many people in the world that are going through the same thing, just being in debt and, you know, feeling the crunch of like having to pay bills, and people are losing their jobs. So it's, you know, it's a difficult time, but you know, I just think like it wouldn't be this difficult if if I didn't have debt, if I didn't have, you know, if I didn't have this hanging over my head, life would be much easier. So I want to get in that position so that I can feel that way. But anyway, that's enough. It's enough for today. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, if this is your first time here, then please consider subscribing and, you know, and checking me out again. Come back, hang out with your girl, and yeah, I hope everybody has a blessed day, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, bye.